Hey, this is Mike. Thank you so much for choosing this video. Tonight we're checking out a 2021 Mazda 3 all-wheel drive turbocharged 2.5 liter at night. So this video focuses on the interior and exterior lighting of the vehicle. Check my channel for a full overview and test drive video. Those are separate videos. So first I want to point out that you can actually turn off all the exterior lights here by using the off position. So the headlight switch kind of toggles from off to on, so that way you can turn off all the exterior lights. Some vehicles, when you turn the headlights off, you still have some exterior light on when the vehicle's running, but this one's completely dark on the outside. When I turn on the parking lights, these very bright halo daytime running lights are now illuminated. So they're very, very bright. So you can see the camera has to do a lot of adjustment here in order to be able to focus on them, because just by themselves, they can possibly be mistaken for headlights, as bright as they are. So you'll notice there's some accent lighting around those halos, and there's an amber side marker here in the front. There's a red side marker here in the back, and the taillights are red, and they also have that circular look, halo. Sometimes the camera makes red look like amber, but these are all red back here. And I'll point out when it's different colors. Really impressive, bright, crisp LED lighting on this vehicle. And the tag light also illuminates the ground a little bit here as well. Kind of helps when you're accessing the hatch back here. So I still have the parking lights on, but I just turned on the turn signal. And this is an amber color LED strip above the headlight and halo here. So this is very bright light, similar brightness to the halo here. So you can see, nobody's gonna miss that. There's also a turn signal indicator on the side mirror. You can see it from the front, the side, and the back. And there's your tail light turn signal indicator. Now this is actually amber color, and it's in the very center of the outer halo, or tail light here. It's an amber color, and it's very bright, just like the front. Very bright LED. So now I have the headlights on in low beams, and it's a projector LED there in the center of the halo. It's now illuminated. Nice bright white light. Now these are active bending headlights. So as you turn the steering wheel, it'll actually turn these headlights. And I'll show you that when we're going down the road and driving through parking lots. It's pretty interesting. So there's the low beams, there's the high beams. So there's low and high. And when I put the high beams on, looking at the front of the vehicle, can't really tell a difference because it's refocusing that projector. So it's not really a separate light turning on. Okay, so let's look at the cargo area. It does have a backlit button up here on the underside of the hatch. This is for when you lock the doors from this position. That way you can lock the doors and close the hatch, and then the vehicle is secured and you walk away type thing. Now it does have a single LED light here on the left side, here in the cargo area. And that is it. So, although it is bright, it's easily obscured. Okay, so if I put something here, it can cast a big shadow. Now it is in a fairly high position, but if I put something higher up or something like that, it just casts a bunch of shadows to the right of whatever you put in here. So if it had a second light on the right over here, then it would be a lot better. So also, if it were to have like an over-the-shoulder type light like some vehicles have, here shining down and 2 lights on either side, it would really help out with the illumination, especially considering you have black carpet and all that stuff in here. So when I put my stuff in here, large items I can see, but small items like this get kind of lost in the shadows. So I would say I wouldn't say it's poor lighting back here, but it's not adequate, I would say. I think it could be improved. So taking a look at the inside of the back door, there is one backlit button, and that's for the power windows. Now it does have some pockets and stuff like that. There's no puddle light or anything like that. But you can see all this area right here is all dark. Here and here. Here's the back seat. Now the back seat does have illumination from that center light in the middle, and it's pretty bright. But you can see it. There's some areas around here in the floorboard and stuff that are completely dark. But having that nice bright LED does make a big difference. It does help out a lot. But having more than one light, and also maybe some floorboard illumination, that would help out. And puddle lights would definitely be awesome as well. So once again, we don't have any puddle light here. We don't have any approach lights on the door or anything like that. There is some backlit buttons here for the power windows, side mirrors, and the door lock controls. But all the pockets are completely dark, and there's no puddle light or anything. There's no illumination in the floorboard. The only illumination really is from the dome lights. So you have the lights there, and then you have the light there. They are bright and they are LED, which is great. But there's a lot of areas in which the light can only reach because it's coming from one angle. And so it could be improved as far as that goes. And you'll see even more when we get inside. Okay, so now I'm sitting in here with the door open, so you can see what the illumination looks like with the dome lights here on. Now the center dome light, this is where most of the light's coming from back here. There's a little bit of light coming from this area, but it's more directional. So let's go ahead and shut the door. Now the parking lot has some lights shining in, but I think you can get the idea. The floorboard is completely dark, so nothing to see there. Steering wheel has backlit buttons. Now it's actually interesting because during the day, some of these buttons are just really hard to see, but at nighttime, since they're backlit, they are way easier to see and actually usable. Unless you memorize a lot of these buttons, you can't really see them during the day. But so I guess at nighttime you can go ahead and practice. So there's the dash. Backlit buttons here in the door. Heads-up display is there, and it's pretty good, pretty decent. Now it has the camera system. Let's go ahead and put it in reverse so we can see what the camera system looks like. You can see even in the shadows it's not too bad. It does a decent job of amplifying the light around the vehicle and seeing what's going on. And see the front camera there. Now it is a small screen, and when you're looking like this, there's only so much you can really make. Just get a general idea of what's going on. Because of the screen is far away and small, then it's kind of limits the usability. Okay, so there's some backlit buttons here. Now there's this whole section in here that's completely dark. I gotta turn on the interior light so you can see what I'm talking about. Cup holders and all that in there. Without the interior lights on, you don't even know that part exists. And I might as well leave the interior lights on for a second, because this armrest, without the interior lights, you can't see in here. So let me shut the door so you can see what I'm talking about. Gone. Completely gone. Here's another surprising thing. Let me go ahead and open the door again. The glove compartment. Let's see what that looks like when we turn the interior lights off. Other than the parking lot light, which is, I'm gonna go ahead and block that, is completely dark in there. There's no lights. There's no lights in the floorboard, glove compartment, the center console, the storage area here. Like there's not even like an ambient light. Some vehicles have like an ambient light. There's some backlit buttons up here, but there's no ambient light that shines down and attempts to illuminate the inside a little bit like moonlight. Doesn't even have anything like that going on. So, you know, if you buy this vehicle and you plan on using it when it's dark, get a flashlight, because you're gonna need it, because there's so many places in which, you know, the exterior lights are great. I mean, driving down the road is great. The tail lights, the turn signals, everything like that's awesome. Unfortunately, the inside is very, very lacking. Here's what the headlight pattern looks like against a fence. So there's the high beam and low beam. So you can see there's a clear cutoff there to hopefully not blind other drivers. So most of the light is below the eyes of oncoming traffic. You can see the high beam raises that. So the active bending headlights, you have to start going a few miles an hour before they kick in, but then you can see them moving there. So hopefully you can see that. We'll go a little bit faster because, all right, so now, so when I turn to the right headlight moves, and when I turn to the left headlight moves. So it tries to fill in that space in which I'm turning into. It's not, I mean, just good headlights will be adequate. So it's kind of gimmicky really to me. A cornering light could suffice, you know, but having the headlights actually turn, I think it's kind of just neat to show your friends or whatever. It's not making a huge difference as far as actually seeing turns, you know, seeing where you're going so much, because if you got good headlights, you're gonna be able to see to the sides anyway. But it does have that feature, and it's kind of neat when you first see it in action. You can kind of see them moving when you turn the steering wheel. It makes you want to swerve and turn the steering wheel a lot when you're going through a dark area, just for the coolness factor. So it has automatic high beams, and they seem to work pretty decent. They're not perfect, like most vehicles have imperfect high beam, automatic high beams. Sometimes it'll turn on when it's not appropriate, or turn off when it's not. Mostly turn off when it's not appropriate, and it leaves you with, you know, not being able to see very good. So right now it dimmed the high beams. All right, we've got an ambulance coming through, so I'll just wait on them. All right, they're going the other way. So here's a nice dark road, so you can see what it looks like. Nice, bright, white color LED headlights. When the high beams turn on, it really does do a good job of just illuminating everything in front of you. So, let's see, okay, so the automatic high beams dim there. So yeah, even on the dark roads, it's fantastic. Excellent headlights on this vehicle. And the active bending headlights is not a big deal to me. So, you know, even if it didn't have that, or, you know, having it's not a big deal, or not having it's not a big deal. So, but just in general, the headlights are great without all that.